Hello, my friends, and hopefully you are recovering, have recovered from Thanksgiving from a standpoint of shopping, cooking, cleaning the house, whatever that looks like. We're thrilled that you're with us today on Doc and Queenie Facebook Live. It is so amazing to be part of this community because how many times did you see all the well wishes come out? Happy Thanksgiving! You and your family, people were showing pictures of some of the things that they actually prepared for the meal, all of that. You didn't notice any of that on my page, FYI, that's not a surprise. But it is so awesome to be able to see people who have not actually met before and they get to meet on Doc and Queenie. So thank you for being with us again today. We are thrilled to have you as part of this family, this community, this team. So in light of the Thanksgiving holiday and certainly the Christmas season, we wanted to talk to you today about set the tone. What was it like in the household that hosted your Thanksgiving event? What was it like if you were alone on Thanksgiving? And for me, it's alone, never lonely kind of thing. So I use those terms lightly and loosely. And what does that tone look like? Do you have lights on and twinkling and music and all of those things? Or is everything very candlelit and subdued? Everyone has choices, absolutely. But think about set the tone. We have tones actually on everything. How many times have you been to a networking meeting, even on Zoom, not necessarily in person, but virtual, and somebody's phone goes off? Everyone has a different ringer. Yeah, hello tone. And is it urgent? Da, 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 or is it ding, ding, ding? What is the tone even on your phone? Maybe you have different tones for different people. So all of a sudden you hear one that you have to take this immediately. It's a kid or a parent or an urgent conversation. Set the tone really matters. One of the Bible studies that I did actually this morning was talking about urgency. It was talking about the mood of some people, even the attitude. And when you walk into a business meeting, you kind of have a feeling, let's even say if you walk into a bank or a financial planning institution and everybody is strict and focused as they should be, but it's also Christmas music is playing in the background, little dishes of candy or whatever is all around the offices, poinsettias here and there, whatever that looks like. And it sets the tone for what your meeting's going to be like. What about a Zoom call? On Doc and Queenie, obviously, we do backgrounds a lot, different backgrounds, funny backgrounds. In this case, it's hello, holiday Christmas theme. And I found this one actually, and I loved it. And so setting the tone really does matter. What does your doorbell sound like? Of course, now we don't hear it terribly much, I guess. So what does your doorbell sound like? Ding dong, kind of like on Christmas Vacation when the doorbell rings and it's all the grandparents and the kids and everybody are kind of going, oh my gosh. What does that sound like? Is it foreboding? Is it joyful? Is it welcoming? Set the tone just really resonated with me. Why do the stores play light music? Usually not fast music, fast tempo. It's usually slow. They want you to stay in there a long time. If the tone was bam, 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 then you walk in, get your stuff and get out and urgency, urgency. If you walk in and it's very welcoming and inviting and joyous and even slowed down a little to what the normal tempo would be, set the tone. They want you to stay in there a long time. So please consider that as we go through the holiday season and certainly as we start the last month of the year. Are you kidding me? I cannot believe how fast this groundhog year has gone. Looking back on both of our groundhog years now, it really is amazing. The one thing that we are guaranteed is the sun will come up every single day. Maybe not shine, but it'll be there and it'll be daytime. So please consider how you're going to set the tone for the last month of the year, sure. But what are you going to start your year like for 2022? What's that going to look like? Urgent, I've got to get stuff done. I've got to organize my company. I've got to fix my logo. I've got to update my website. Urgent, urgent, or is it going to be hallelujah? I prepared all year long. Our biggest month in the Kangen water business actually is December. And the reason for that is kids buy for parents, parents buy for kids, and everybody wants a tax deduction. So December, I'm already getting a little curious what's going to happen this year with some of the shipping challenges, even domestically, because the FedEx and UPS drivers are already swamped just from our normal day-to-day, have everything delivered now. And then you add on to that Christmas gifts and all of those things, and that's multiplied by a gazillion. So with December already being our biggest month in Enagic, Kangen Water Company, that always makes me go, oh my gosh, please don't wait till the last minute. Please don't wait till the last minute. Order now. We can almost always get your order processed in a 24, 48-hour period. After that, it's not up to us as far as the shipping. So anyway, I was thinking about what does your company look like year end? So if December is a calm month for you, this might give you time to gear up for what you need to get done to start your new year. That's awesome. But if December is a busy, crazy busy month for you, you're not going to have a lot of downtime to do the preparedness piece that's going to get your website, your logo, your supplies, your trainings, whatever you're getting ready to do for 2022. Set the tone. Are you better when you work in front of the Christmas tree, computer, lighting, music, all of that, and that helps you be creative and focused? Are you better when you're closed off in an office, door shut, that whole drill, focus intently? Set the tone. Think about when we had the kids home for COVID, when the pandemic first started, and literally everybody had to homeschool, and then a little bit hybrid, then a little bit online only, then a little bit hybrid, then back to quote in the building again. That was a whole different tone in your household, most likely, because kids are flying in and out of the doors, 10-second break, back to their computers. Google Fiber and a lot of the different carriers were probably super excited because a lot of people had to update or upgrade or speed up their connections. All of those things set the tone. Now, let's think about if you are going right now to in-person networking events. I think you know I love networking by this point. If you're going to in-person networking events, as soon as you show up, the parking lot sets the tone. Think about it. If it's busy, you're going, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get a seat. If it's empty, you're going, uh-oh, nobody showed. Or somewhere in between. Why is a hostess so important? She sets the tone. She or he sets the tone. And you think about instantly, hi, welcome to wherever you're going. Let me seat you, or your banquet room is back here, or wherever you're going for that. Setting the tone really matters. If the staff at the restaurant where you're meeting has already had a bad day, a shipment didn't show up, the truck broke down, the food didn't get delivered on time, they closed the dock early, whatever any of those things look like, that sets the tone for the wait staff. And that means it's going to set the tone for your meeting, unless you have people positioned strategically that are going to be uplifting it. Oh my gosh, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Come on in. Please get a name tag over here. Pick a place to sit. If you didn't bring your Kangen water with you, please get a water back here from the beverage station, whatever that looks like. All of those things combined sets the tone for your meeting. Who's the guest speaker? Is that person over here greeting people and receiving them into the room, or sitting down focused on what he or she's going to be speaking about? Look how different that would be right off the bat. If the guest speaker is floating around the room, meeting people, getting to know people, asking questions, answering questions, that's going to also set the tone. So I just wanted to mention that today, because I have seen, maybe even prior holiday, of course, but I have seen a lot of comments, let's say that, on the social media platforms about the Thanksgiving holiday celebration, urgently rushing through the airport, arriving 2 or 3 days early, staying 2 or 3 days later. Urgency at the airport. There's another thing. What do they show on the news? Either empty airports, no one's traveling, or chaos. Okay? If it's empty airports, no one's traveling, everybody kind of calms down. I'll get there when I get there, and I won't have any trouble getting on my flight. If they're showing the pictures of the chaos, then instantly you're going, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to get there 3 hours early instead of just 2. And that's going to change the traffic pattern, et cetera, getting your car parked, all of those things. So I was thinking about that with the Thanksgiving holiday. Now, this is not an endorsement. Actually, I'm just making a statement. I have witnessed, when there is a family celebration or any celebration in your home, people have diffused oils before. There's lots of essential oil companies out there, and several of them have different oils for different topics. And some of the ones I actually looked up so I could write them down, so it's not, again, endorsement. One of the companies has an oil called Peace and Calming. If you diffuse Peace and Calming in an actual diffuser, or even with those sticks, it's amazing the results from a standpoint of nobody fought today. This is pretty cool. The kids are calm, everything's great, and everything works out. And again, it's back to the talk to your favorite oil company person and ask specifics about that. But I have witnessed that actually myself. Another oil that people use to diffuse, either in an actual diffuser with water or in those sticks that you turn upside down back and forth to get the oil on them, is lavender. Lavender is also therapeutic, calming. Even when you go into let's say a chiropractic office, a massage therapy clinic, a spa, whatever that looks like, there's usually a smell, whether it's diffused, sometimes it's subtle, but most of the time it's very calming, very soothing. And the purpose for that is, first of all, yes, they want you to stay longer. But the other thing is, it sets the tone for recovery. If it's a therapeutic massage, then you need recovery from that. If it's just I need to chill massage, then obviously you're going to need the oil, the smell that's in that spa, that location. So be cognizant of that next time. The smells of the food is fantastic, and I don't think I would necessarily recommend that you put the oils in the kitchen. That's not an issue for me, as you might imagine. But if you put it in different parts of the house and just kind of have the oils kind of just shooting up a few scents here and there, it's amazing the difference that it really does make in the household. And it's in the office. When you go into an office and you can kind of tell, not overpowering, that would obviously defeat the purpose. But several of my friends are actually in scent companies, and not even necessarily just essential oils, but some of them do a commercial business with scent to make sure that the smell that greets people at the door is welcoming. Now, let's even think about Starbucks. Hello. There's never a scent going on in Starbucks, because why? Duh. They don't want to compete with the flavor, the smell of the coffee, the aroma. They want that to permeate the building, and certainly beyond the building. If you pull up into a parking lot at any of these coffee shops, the first thing that hits you is the aroma of the coffee. That's what they want. And then once you're in there, either the bake smell, like if they're actually baking something, if they're creating something that has an extra aroma or scent or flavor to it, you can kind of smell those flavors as well. So again, that sets the tone. Did you think about that? You walk into someone's home and they've even put some of their Christmas things up, and it's a brand new, fresh wreath. Brand new, fresh wreath. Can you imagine the smell? A brand new cut Christmas tree, fresh. The pine, the scent of that is phenomenal. And it says Christmas to a lot of people. Now, I want to make sure I didn't miss any of the things I had written down. There's the opposite of this, as you might imagine. There are people, not in the Doc and Queenie family community, of course, but there are people who are what we call energy vampires, which means they suck the energy out of the room. It doesn't matter if it's a sunny day. It doesn't matter if it's snowing. It's winter, hello. It's not my favorite thing, but it's gorgeous to look at. It doesn't matter. The sun's up, the clouds are happening, it's raining, we need the rain. It doesn't matter what's happening. For these energy vampires, the sky is always falling. Now, what would happen if you already know the answer because you've known this person for a while and you see her coming or him and you go, uh-oh, let's hear what this is going to be. The sky is always falling. Or are you going to change that? Isn't it a beautiful day? I absolutely love your scarf. You look incredible. Did you just get a haircut? You look so great. Oh, no, and I this and I something and I, oh my gosh. Well, pretty soon by the time this continues to happen, you are like way out of the mood of this joyous season. What do you do now? What do you do now? You've got Christmas happening. You wore your favorite jacket. You wore your favorite earrings, whatever that is. And they just suck the energy right out of the room. And maybe even right out of you. You didn't even mean for it to happen. But sometimes you can block that. Sometimes you can block that. On the way to an event, what would happen? For me, it's praise music. And of course, since October 22nd, this year, it's Christmas movies. Yes, I have a problem. My name is Kathy. I do have a problem, but I love Christmas movies and none of the endings have surprised me yet. Let's go there, but they're still nice to watch and I keep them on even when I'm working just because I love Christmas. And it's a season for me, not a day. So that kind of makes it last extra long. So starting in October is okay with me. But it's back to that same drill. Somebody doesn't like to put up Christmas stuff until December 10th. Somebody else puts it up October 31st. Some people do trees only. Some people don't do ornaments. Some people do garland and lights only. Whatever that looks like, everyone has traditions. But what if somebody says, oh, I can't believe you're doing that. And then all of a sudden you kind of go, what? It's back to that same thing. Are we here to lift people up or to tear people down? What if somebody has a tradition different than yours? For me, that's an opportunity for learning. Let's learn. I have a Christmas tree that is only purple. Great. I have a Christmas tree that's multicolored. Some people do white lights only. Some people do other specific colors separate only. It doesn't matter. Everyone has a tradition and a something. And if they chose it, they probably like it. So isn't it okay if they like it? Some people choose long coats in the winter. Some people only do jackets. Some people only wear scarves around their neck. Who actually cares? If that's their choice and you make a comment, instantly that puts the other person kind of like on the defensive. Is that the goal that you had? Or are we here to lift each other up? I just wanted to share that message today. There was a lot of, well, even if you did watch Christmas Vacation 14 times in the last 4 days, kidding, kind of not. But if you did watch any of the Christmas movies, a lot of times they put the innuendo there about getting along with family. If you don't get along, that's totally fine. But if you're gathering together for a special occasion or a holiday, let's make the best of it. Okay. So let's think about, again, everything for me always turns to networking and business because that's kind of my DNA. But let's think about the next time you go to an in-person meeting. Absolutely. Please think about that. But let's think about ways to improve Zooms. What happens, I'll see if I can do this without making this go away, because I think it actually makes it go away on Facebook Live. So I'm going to real quick do this. What happens if you turn off your video and then you turn it back on? Turn off your video, and next time when it comes back on, you're already smiling instead of looking around to see how all of this stuff worked and da-da-da. Nobody cares. It'll get on when it gets on. But if all of a sudden the screen goes black and when you come back on, you're already smiling and ready to go and looking at the camera, ta-da, sets the tone. She's eager to network today. Yeah, she is. Or look at the difference. Okay, you see what I mean? It sets the tone. And again, please note that, by the way, when you're on Facebook Live and you turn your video off, your face disappears, which maybe I should think about. But please consider the next time you're on a Zoom call, and yes, you're getting ready in the buttons and the air traffic control. I get that, but a smile is not such a bad thing. Even if you look confused, which is usually my DNA also, it's okay. Push the button. Welcome to the call. We're so glad you're here. Oh my gosh, did you have a great holiday? And then I've had people say, my holiday was horrible. Oh my gosh, tell me about that. What did you try to do to make it better? What? If your holiday was horrible, what did you do to try to make it better? Play music, play Christmas movies, play shoot 'em up movies if that's what you're into. But anything that would lift your spirits so that when you talk to someone else, you're lifting theirs as well. It's a meeting, it's a Zoom. In person is easy because we get to hug. Hang on a second. That's for me where the term energy vampire came from. You can be in a banquet hall, in a hotel, whatever that looks like. Everybody's just meeting and hugging and cheering and excited for the meeting to get started. And ding, 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 we have to be seated now. Literally, a person walks in the room and you look over and go, oh, and you feel it. It's like the air coming out of a balloon. Do you want to be that person? Do you want to be known as the energy vampire? I don't feel well. My something just happened. My this just happened. My whomever is sick. I get all of that. It's tragic. But you, we, us, we all have to make an effort to bring out the best in people and to share the joy that we have with others. Okay? So especially in this season, some people are stressed. Well, some people are stressed naturally, but some people are stressed because they didn't get that done, or they didn't get that done, or they didn't hang the tree from whatever they're doing, or whatever that looks like. They can't cook and they're nervous about cooking. Get it delivered. But whatever that looks like, think about what you can do to make someone else's day. Okay? Set the tone for making someone else smile. Okay, hard to do if you're still wearing a mask, but that's fine. People can actually tell by your eyes, which I think is cool, actually. So think about what we, as a collective Doc and Queenie community, can do to help other people feel terrific. This season is a super hard season for a lot of people. It brings back memories. You think of this and oh my gosh. Or you can say, I'm glad I have those memories. Let me make some new ones. Think about it. And like I say, for me, praise music works a lot too, because when you're having all those dynamic, joyous, crescendo kind of music songs on the radio, it's amazing how it lifts your spirits and makes you feel better. When you're in the car, do you have music playing uplifting? What is that? And then, of course, if there's little kids in your life, get 2 or 3 of those. You'll get in the spirit really fast. Rent a kid. I think that would be super fun. Take your kids over to a person who doesn't have kids, maybe. And either they're going to remember why they don't have any, or they're going to be grateful to see yours. Whatever that looks like, again, everybody's different. And that's all we have to do is remember we can identify our differences and embrace our diversity. Let's try that. Embrace our diversity. Culturally, people are different. Celebrations are different. How many people have Thanksgiving at noon? Some people have Thanksgiving at 3. Some people eat Thanksgiving at 7:30 at night. There's not a right or a wrong. Everybody is different. And I just wanted to share that with you today as far as setting the tone. We don't need energy vampires in this world. Everybody needs to be uplifting and encouraging. If December is the busiest month for you in your company, embrace that too. Because it's if your ebb and flow of your business is seasonal, if your ebb and flow is calendar affected, all of those things are phenomenal when you think about it, because now we have the option, okay? We have the option to make a difference and make a decision. So if December is super busy and it's going to be a whirlwind, take a breath, pace yourself, and try to be the person that brings joy to someone else. It can be done. It seriously can. We're super thrilled to have you as part of the Doc and Queenie community. We love being able to share, certainly Facebook Live at high noon on Mondays, Central Time. We also offer Bible trivia every Thursday evening at 7 o'clock Central Time. The good news is, and I really promise this, especially in my case, you don't have to be a Bible scholar to be part of that at all. It's literally trivia style. We ask a question and then we find the verse. Doc reads the answer. We incorporate that into scripture with a little bit of message going through it, as far as this prompted us something in my brain, so I wanted to share. This actually happened to me in real life, those kind of things. If you know the answer, that's terrific. Type it in. If you don't know the answer, wait, and we always give you the answer and the verse, which is kind of amazing, chapter and verse. It's back to the same thing. Doc and Queenie community, we call it Girl Chat with a Faith Twist, always. And definitely to have you as our faithful friends on purpose has been a super dynamic blessing. Anytime someone says, what are you grateful for? And a lot of gratitude was happening in November. I hope that piece doesn't end, but it's back to a set the tone. I'm grateful for a roof over my head. I'm grateful for a lawn I get to mow. I'm grateful for a driveway I get to shovel. Yeah, I really am, actually. But it's back to that same thing. What is the best thing that happened to you in 2021? What are you looking forward to in 2022? I'm looking forward to a something and a something. And the best thing that happened to me in 2021 is what? All of those things set the tone for your day. Did the alarm wake you up this morning, or did you wake up on your own? Was breakfast ready for you when you came into your kitchen, or do you make that yourself too? Did you have coffee delivered, or do you make that on your own? All of those different things that we have available now, think about what makes you tick, what makes you excited, what you're grateful for. You say, I have to clean the house, or I get to clean the house. Do I get to cook a meal, or do I have it delivered because I don't want to eat Kathy Weaver's cooking? All of those things are okay. It's back to that same drill. Are you grateful for? What did you do today to set the tone? Okay? Honestly, there are terrific things out there, great things out in the world. Go for a walk. The weather in Kansas City, for those of you in the local market watching this now or on the replay, the Kansas City weather these last few weeks, actually weeks, has been amazing. Yes, it gets cold, but hello, it's the end of November. We already know the drill. And if there isn't any SNOW yet, that's pretty good for the end of November. Unless you like SNOW, and then you're probably not happy about that, but set the tone because we know it's coming. It's back to that same thing. We have the attitude and the ability to change our attitude. And whether it's essential oils that you diffuse, or music that you play, or movies that you watch, or friends that you can call, set the tone. Thank you again for being with us today. We absolutely love having you as part of the faithful friends on purpose of the Doc and Queenie community, because we love having Girl Chat with a Faith Twist. I honestly hope that you'll put in the comment section of this video, and I really do mean that. Please put what you have done to set the tone. If you have a cranky mother-in-law, how did you set the tone to make sure that she'd be fun at your Thanksgiving celebration? If you get to travel to go visit someone, how are you going to set the tone to make sure that flight attendant is smiling? I have done that before, actually challenged them to smile. And usually some of my questions make them go, but it works. So think about what you can do to set the tone, regardless of what these last 4 weeks of this year, maybe 5, look like. And we can't wait to hear your comments. We love having you as part of our dynamic, faithful friends on purpose as part of the Doc and Queenie community. All right, we'll see you Thursday night at 7 o'clock Central for Bible study, and right back here every Monday for Doc and Queenie Facebook Live at high noon Central Time. Don't forget that part. All right, thank you guys very much. Put it in the comments. What did you do to set the tone?